Okay, everyone, I think that we are live. Let me just share and see what's going on. I believe that we are live, and I'm just going to check the audio.
Live?
Yeah, we are live. Let me just share this with the world. Okay. Yay. Okay, I just have a little bit of setting up here. It's been a little bit of a long Bojo Pigeon, how are you doing? A long day. Um, but it's all good. It's all good. Pop out the chat and let me just make sure that everything is set up correctly. Japan, hello, how are you doing, my man? Bojo Pigeon, thanks for being here. Just over a week until your trip. That is super exciting. 1 week, that's nothing. Before you know it, you'll be jetting off. All right. I didn't have time to do to make a thumbnail or anything like that, but I did say I was going to stream today. It's just been a freaking. Basically, I've had I'm working on a video which has a sponsored element in it, and as a result, I've been you know what it's like. Not that I'm a perfectionist, but I don't want to put some rubbish video out either. So it was a video that I wasn't really planning on making, although probably it makes sense that I put together this video for my channel. You'll see what I mean when I put it out, because I do get many times. Let me just get my Coke. Many times I actually get these questions about theme parks. What's Ghibli Park tickets and Universal Studios tickets and Disney tickets. So it is a topic that does occasionally come up. People ask me, and I've always thought that I'm not really like the authority on when it comes to theme parks in Japan. And there are so many great content creators out there that specialize specifically on making content for theme parks. But considering that I got this opportunity with basically got this opportunity with this sponsor, and this video worked out well, for the sponsor. And also the fact of the matter is that I've just been to the three major theme parks in Japan. I've just been this summer, about 2 weeks out from each other between each theme park. I went to Disney, the new Fantasy Springs area. I went to Ghibli Park, and I also went to the Super Nintendo World, which I keep on calling. By the way, you can forgive me, but I keep on calling it Super Mario World in the video. I ain't going to go back and change it. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Okay, so let's see if people are here to say something or not. David S, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. That's exciting. Never ever tried the theme parks in Orlando. I haven't. I've only been to New York. I've only been to New York in the USA. So yeah. Let me just get myself a bit more comfortable. I've only been to New York and New Jersey in the USA. I like theme parks. I don't think a theme park in Japan is for everyone. I understand that it's for some people. I'm not, it's one of those things. People do like theme parks, and I understand people wanting to go specifically to Super Nintendo World or Super Mario World or whatever, and the new area of Disney. I understand that Disney Sea, the only one in the world, so Ghibli Park is very unique. So yeah, I thought it would be good to put together a sort of a comparison of the three and a little bit of a guide of how to purchase tickets, what to expect, and I even do something that I never do, because I hate doing this, but I do it for this video. I actually rank the three parks. I rank it on crowds, how crowded the parks are. I also rank them on the food. I rank them on the attractions, and I rank them on the attention to detail. So very different sort of video for me. Hopefully it will be useful and helpful to some people. How am I doing? I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hope you're well. I am well. I've got a little bit of a headache. It's been one of those long days. I came home, and you know what? The video was pretty much done, but I just wanted to make it better. I just wanted to make it better. So I've been sat here for about 3 hours editing today, I would say. Not like all the time editing, but maybe an hour, then a break, then an hour and a half, then a break, then half an hour. And here we are now, still in front of the computer, talking to you guys. So all I have to say is Tokyo. I've got more to say. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. So yeah, please let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what your plans are. Let us know how we can help you. This is the Wednesday stream. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna that we have to just keep it to Japan travel. Um, like I've just been talking about theme parks in this one. Have you guys been to any of the theme parks in Japan? If you had to choose one, which one would you go to? That's my question. I can't believe it's Thursday already tomorrow. Madness. 19 days. I have 24 days for me to actually like set off. Not necessarily, I think, yeah, 24 days or 23 days for me to go. So I'm just lagging behind you, dude. Just about. Connecting from Texas, 2 weeks in Tokyo coming up shortly. Bojo Pigeon. Awesome stuff. Guys, please like, there's 10 people watching, 11 people watching. Please like if you haven't already. And yeah, what do you want to chat about? What do you want to chat about? Like I said, this Wednesday stream is I've changed things slightly. I mentioned this before, and basically it's gonna be every other week instead of every week, unless I see that randomly, I have the time to do it. But I just want to have a little bit more of a better work-life balance. Not that I don't have it, because I do, but I just feel that doing the Wednesday stream every single week meant that it was taking me away from some other projects that I had, and I decided that it was just better to do it this way. Traveling Gabriel, hi all, how you doing, Traveling Gabriel? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. And yeah, in Central Florida, interested in the theme parks after the decade of park hopping here. Getting ready for language school in April and having to cancel a big trip and realizing a trip wasn't enough. Yeah, well, good luck, by the way, for your getting ready for your language school in April. Where are you going to be in April, by the way? Let me know. How is my language learning? That's a good question. How am I doing with my Japanese learning, Nathan, or anyone else for that matter? I'm still doing Duolingo every day. I am not learning. I don't have time. Literally, like I've mentioned this before, it's either YouTube or learning Japanese. One or the other. I've just mentioned today that I've been 3 hours editing this video and I haven't finished. Then writing the script for this video took me about 2 hours, maybe a little bit over 2 hours to write it doesn't always take me 2 hours to write a script, but in this case I had to make sure that the information was right. So obviously you need to be careful, you need to fact check, you need to make sure that all the information is correct, and in those cases it just takes a little bit longer. um, so I just don't have the time. I think it's literally impossible to work a normal job, do YouTube like I do, which is a little bit crazy because I kind of sometimes treat YouTube as if it's my full job, and also learn a language. It's just I just don't have time. So how do I feel that I do all of my learning when I'm in Japan. When I'm in Japan, I try to make sure that I speak as much Japanese as I can, especially when I'm traveling, meeting people and asking people questions in Japanese, trying to interact with Japanese, and I feel that that's how I learn the most. And as for Duolingo, um, I'm not very sure how effective Duolingo actually is, considering that you need, how many hours was it? Something like 2,000 hours of learning to become even a little bit proficient in Japanese. So I'm not very sure how much 15 minutes a day will do. I think if you use Duolingo as part of a study program, and but you're studying like an hour a day, then fair enough. But I'm not very sure. But if you enjoy it and it's fun, there's nothing wrong with it. If every other week makes you a happy Gaijin, we support you. Thank you so much. You found a fantastic fit in Kobe. Nice. When did I find out I enjoyed Japan? How did it interest you traveling, April? I think I mentioned this question before, and I have the worst case of FOMO. FOMO meaning fear of missing out. Like when people do things and I can't join in, I feel like I'm missing out big time. And that's actually what sort of happened with Japan. Some friends went to Japan. I couldn't go with them. They came back, showed me all these videos and photos, and I thought, I need to go to Japan. So I tried to convince some people to go to Japan with me. Nobody seemed to be interested, or they'd already been. And I got to a point where I just said, you know what? I don't need anybody to go to Japan. You know, why am I waiting? What am I waiting for? I'm just going to be waiting forever. So the first time I went to Japan, I actually went to Japan as part of a group tour, because it was actually the very first time that I was traveling away outside on my own, like a far away place like Japan. And but I did it in a sort of middle ground sort of way, where I spent 2 weeks traveling around Japan with a group tour, getting my bearings and getting my senses. And then after the group tour ended, I stayed on my own for I think another 7, 8 or 9 days. I can't remember now. I think it was 8 days extra on my own. And in that time, I stayed in Tokyo, and I did some day trips to Hakone, and I went to Disney actually, the very first time I was in Japan, also Disney Sea. So that's how I fell in love with Japan. And you know, I know exactly the moment that I fell in love with Japan. It wasn't really during my trip, but rather when I was on my way to the airport on my very first trip to Japan. I was on my way to the airport on the train or on the monorail or whatever it was that I was making my way to Narita, I think Haneda actually. And I remember being sat on that monorail thinking, I don't want to leave. No, thinking, I can't wait to come back. That's it. I can't wait to come back. And that's how it all started. And the rest of it is ancient history. I hit 1, 2, 3, 4 days on Duolingo. What? I took in-person class for a year prior to the pandemic. Cool. Do I see myself retire in Japan? Japan has some rather strict, like, entry policies, as you already know, and retirement is not one that is easy to do. It's quite difficult to retire in Japan. I don't need to clean this. Nobody's told me that my glasses are dirty. Very dirty. But would I see myself retiring in Japan? I'm not very sure. Would I spend more time in Japan when I'm retired? Probably. I'm just not very sure if I would end up retiring in Japan. I still have 11 years potentially, if I wanted to retire, I can retire in 10 or 11 years time, more or less. I think a lot can happen between that between now and then. So that's true. It might help you from losing it all completely. Hey guys, like, by the way, we have 9 likes only. What's going on? It was my fourth trip to Japan where I really had the courage to go solo. Okay, I mean, I think going solo is a pretty difficult step to take, but I think that once you take that step and you go solo anywhere in the world, in Japan, for example, it just liberates you. You start thinking, why didn't I do this before, right? Hey Jennifer, how you doing? Nice to see you. I am Genki, but it's very warm. Today has been another freaking summer day here in the Mediterranean. Yesterday it cooled down. It was like 23 degrees top temperature, and today it was like 27 or 28 or whatever. And I'm actually quite hot now. I moved everything back into my filming room or like spare bedroom or whatever. So now I'm stuck. Now I'm just a little bit hot in here, filming and editing. But hey, the Japan blues are real indeed. They start near the end of my trips too. I end up doing a lot near the end. Yeah, dude. For me, I mean, if you've seen my vlogs, last day in Japan vlogs, they're always the same. It's me basically trying to fit everything that I wanted to do and I couldn't do, including a lot of shopping. Get a snack, mama, and let her retire you in style. Yes, please. You've liked it twice. Thanks, dude. Thank you. Like and like. Like and like. So yeah, I am actually looking forward to putting that video out. I know it's going to be a video that is going to be relatively long living, not fully evergreen, because I think that the parks are always changing, and probably in 2 years time or 3 years time, maybe this video will be will need an update. But it's just an additional video to add to my arsenal of guides and tips and things that people need or want to know about when they travel to Japan and when they're planning a trip to Japan. So I am trying to build up this community of basically being able to create a community of Japan planning. So the more things I have, the better. I get super bummed out thinking about how I'm not in Japan. I know, right? I know, right? Hey, Saika, don't worry. You're here now. I'm not very sure how long this stream is gonna be either. Like I mentioned, it's been a long day. A long day. How much time a year do you average you're spending in Japan? I calculated this, and I'm spending about about between 10 and 11 weeks in Japan every year, max. So I spend about a week in January, or the end of December going into January is a week. Then I spend a week usually in February if I can. I spend just a little bit of a week, so in April. Then in July and August I'm in Japan for 6 weeks or so. Then in October I'm usually in Japan for a week, and then in December, like that transitional period, I'm there for just a little bit under a week. So an interesting lifestyle. A bit late. I can't stay long as I'm off to the Canadian Finales Rodeo soon. Awesome. Have fun, man. Thanks for coming to say hello. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. Jim, thank you so much, dude. Arigatou gozaimasu. I don't have the setup for the fireworks or the monkey sounds, unfortunately, but thank you so much, dude. The vertical one, I'm just trying to see how the vertical works out. I mean, I must say that the last stream that I did on Happy Gaijin got much more attention, I think, thanks to vertical, but I think it's so inconsistent that you just don't know what's going to happen. So, woo! Guys, if you become a member, then you'll have 1 month access to all of the shorts, which are a little bit outdated because when I'm traveling around Japan, I am using the shorts privately just for members to share my experiences. But you'll find some funny ones in there. You'll find some spontaneous shorts in there also. So now is your chance to basically go back on my backlog of what my trip was like over the summer, and basically relive my trip through tiny little shorts, which might be a little bit of fun. So awesome. Thank you so much, Jim, for sharing the love. Jazz hands fireworks. I have to do the monkey sound. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't know. Are there any airlines routes you prefer when traveling to Japan? There used to be one. Things have changed, but before, not a long time ago, but a few years back, before the whole Russian thing was going on with Ukraine, you used to be able to fly from Spain to Helsinki, and that would take about 4.5 hours ish, or 4 hours depending, and then from Helsinki to Tokyo was sometimes 9.5 or 10 hours, 9.5 hours. And I know that it was a long journey, as kind of, but that little break and making the long trip 9 hours was pretty nice. At the moment, my favorite routes are usually via London, just because I like London, and if I need to do a stopover, I can do so in London, and also because I can fly direct from Gibraltar to London. But to be honest, I just go for the one that I can find the cheapest and the one that gets me to Japan at the best time. For example, now in October, I'm flying, I think potentially what could be the if everything goes according to plan, could be one of the best routes I've done. And that is flying from Spain to, where was it? To Vienna. My flight though is at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, and then I get to Tokyo on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. something like that. So it's a really nice flight, in my opinion anyway. I subscribe to the second channel, or should I say I subscribe to the first channel. Ooh, ooh. My name is Gazumi and I'm a Japanaholic. My name is Nathan and I'm a Japanaholic. I am no Daniel. That's why Daniel did it, dude. That's exactly why. Traveling Gabriel, what's your favorite airport to travel to through? I've mentioned actually that the more I travel to Japan, the more that I realize that I really don't care if it's Narita or if it's Haneda. I absolutely don't care. To be honest, I just go for the one that's gonna get me in at a good time. The one that's gonna be the cheapest, because if you're gonna find, if there's two flights, one going to Narita and one going to Haneda, and the one to Narita is $70 more expensive, I'd rather just save the money, for something else, for a night or whatever, or for 2 meals. So I don't have a preference, and also it does depend obviously on where I'm staying. If I'm staying in Ueno, then I like I like Narita because I can get straight to Ueno. You know what I mean? I thought it will be in the 70s in Japan in October, November, but I wonder if it feels colder since it's an island. Thanks, somewhere mountainous, let's say. Somewhere mountainous. Yeah, I think as you go up in elevation, things get colder. I can't remember the specific like correct formula, but there is a formula where basically for every 100 meters that you go up, it starts dropping in degrees, and that is worldwide. So you will be able to get a cooler. If you go in higher elevations, and obviously if you go north. Yes, and you're right. They've said that Japan, they're expecting September or all over October to be warmer, but then things in November should start to normalize again. In the future, we'll have instant teleportation machines, making jet lag in Japan a thing of the past, or making jet lag even worse. I don't know. Or not calling it jet lag, it would be called teleportation lag. 15 hours long. I'm getting so anxious for our trip. T minus 3 weeks. Hope to meet some of you. We bear gifts. Whoa! Awesome. Are you going to be making it to the meetup, by the way? Um, it's set for the 28th. I don't think I'm going to be able to change it to any other day. I'll be quite busy on the 30th and the 31st. So, yeah, in the evenings anyway. The 30th and the 31st in the evenings I'll be quite busy. So, yeah. Oh my god, London to Tokyo in 5 hours would be like a dream come true. Would be a dream come true. Jetstar Australia has been offering Aussies $200, 209 one-way flights this week. What? I'm not in Australia though. Damn it. You'll be there for the meetup. Awesome. Who are you gonna be with, by the way, Saika? Because you say we will be there, and I'm not very sure who the we is. So I'm excited. I'll be flying back on the 25th, so we'll just miss it. Well, I don't even arrive until the 27th. So 27th in the morning, 9 a.m. or quarter to 9 in the morning, I arrive. And I'm doing the meetup on the 28th, the day after. So I'll still be jet lagged, guys. The costume has been procured and sorted out by my friend Alyssa. She sorted it all out for me this time round, because last time it was quite bulky taking my costume with me in my suitcase, and I just asked her, hey, get me whatever costume, whatever theme, because I will be doing a theme, I'm guessing, and then I'll pay her back. So it's so much easier doing it this way. Also, it means I'm not very sure, but I'm considering actually going with hand luggage to Japan and taking a duffel bag inside that I can unroll and use for, if I need any additional space on the way back. We'll see. What is your food? I'd like to know what your guys' food is. What's the first food you make a beeline for after you land in Japan? Um, I don't know. I really don't know. But usually I end up going to an izakaya of some sort, and usually end up getting some karage or some chicken skewers. But just, I think it's more about the ambience of being in the ambience of Japan, rather than specifically the food, because to be honest, this is one of the things with my jet lag, and that is that my appetite is all over the place. So I need to force myself to eat at the correct time, and sometimes I'm just not hungry. So what's yours? Onigiri, what, 250 yen maybe? I don't know. Oh, far less of $5. Full time is awesome. I'm looking forward to it. She is a master of that stuff, indeed. That's why I've left it. I've left it to her, right? Yeah, 200 yen. I know that some like higher premium ones are like 250, but yeah. We, as in my husband and kiddo. Ooh, you have a kiddo? How old is your kiddo, dude? So we may only be able to stop by if you'll go bar hopping. Two friends of ours are traveling separately, but they may or may not be with us depending on their plans. Well, I hope that they can be with you. That would be pretty cool. And I'm sure we can accommodate something. So lucky to go. Work has kept me busy for the last year. I'm so jealous. I'm so glad. Hey, that's what you did with the luggage. Cool, Golf Queen. I mean, the problem with me is that I always want to do this, but as a content creator, I end up carrying a lot of like camera equipment and gear and tripods, and then I realize that actually I can't take a day back, you know, like a hand luggage. Oh, gyoza, that's a good one. I end up going to Family Mart. I'm getting some family chicken and pancakes. Pancakes or pancakes? Usually I head to Nadai Fuji Soba near Akihabara Station for my first meal. Might try something else this trip though. Oh, Torikozoku could potentially be a good one to go to as my first meal. Usually it's coffee, the first thing that I have. What types of gifts would you all from everywhere other than the States be interested in? I'm honestly curious. I have no idea what there is available. I take with me usually postcards. I take with me coins from my country, that sort of thing. I don't eat once I get to Japan because I usually arrive at 9 p.m. and eat a ton of food on the plane. You're right, you know, Queen Goffro, sometimes they just feed you and feed you and feed you on the plane. Anna has amazing meals. I usually eat at Ginza Choshaku Lab the next morning, which is the buffet. Ooh, a buffet of what? Of what? Wow. Curry, nice. Karage curry, which is amazing. It sounds amazing. I get coffee first. That's what I've just said. I get coffee first too. So yeah. Nice. But actually, the very first thing that I usually get is water, like from not the company, from a vending machine. I literally just get myself some water, you know. Fried chicken and onigiri. I can't speak. Tendon. Cocoa curry is a good one. Do you see the yen getting much stronger? Do you recommend getting some whilst it's still low versus the dollar and the euro? You know what? I don't have my phone with me. I don't even know where my phone is. Let me see. Oh, gyoza. Look amazing. I was going to say about the yen is that you need to do what you feel is right, because I don't like to give financial advice. Personally, yes, I think the yen will get stronger. I'm just guessing. I have no clue when it comes to the markets and how things work. No clue whatsoever. But my guess and my gut feeling is that things will sort of end up as they were maybe like in earlier this year, which is still good compared to what it was 2 years ago. You know what I mean? So I've changed some now, whilst it's relatively low, you know. I think planes do this to keep people quiet and sleepy. Just feed them till they burst. They're a toddler. What? Really cool. They are a toddler. Wait a minute. You've got twins, or it's a toddler? Or do you have multiple toddlers? Exciting. I can't wait to meet your little toddler then. Hi, Michael. How you doing? Yeah, 194. So it ain't bad at the moment. The yen has gone back up quite a bit in the past few months against the Canadian dollar. I usually get a tea or a fruit drink from the vending machine in the airport whilst waiting in the train, since I'm usually feeling pretty dehydrated. Yeah, I get water because I feel really dehydrated also. Um, and also, I want to make sure that I get something that has a top that I can screw, because usually I'm just about to get on the train or get on the monorail, and the last thing I need is a can that is, doesn't have anything stopping the liquid from coming out. So I want to make sure that I have something that I can have a sip, have a drink. If the train comes, then I can, put it in my bag or whatever and carry on. It's a lot of small portion traditional Japanese dishes. Whoa, nice. I believe it's 1,500. That's nothing for 50 minutes. That's fine. I mean, I usually can't eat for more than 40 minutes anyway, so it's like the yen is like, yeah. I sent my friends in Japan some vintage subway tokens to remind them of their time spent living in the US when I first met them. That's nice. Um, Candies sometimes are good, good gifts. You're gonna get some yen now. I think ultimately you need to make a decision. It's like the market. You could win, you could lose, but ultimately you're a winner because it's already better than what it was a year ago. A year ago, right? I bought yen before my last trip and kept it getting weaker by the time I flew out. It's even weaker now, but I wanted to have cash. Okay, fair enough. Just one. Okay, just one. You said they are, and I was thinking, wait a minute, maybe it's twins. I'm not very sure, but cool. Slate with the kicks. How you doing, Gaijin Ninja? Gaijin, sleep tired, Gaijin. I woke up at 5 in the morning. Unfortunately, I have a friend who's in not going through a very nice time right now, and they're in my head, and it means that I woke up sort of worried. So I'm a warrior. Is anybody else a warrior? When people that are going through a bad time, I'm one of those people. I do not bring my own water bottle. I think that there's better space in my suitcase for other things. Way, the red value. How are you doing, amigo? I hope you're doing well. I am tired, dude. I am tired. But hey, it's nearly the weekend. Thursday tomorrow. I bought 100 enamel pins and gave them to people. Pins are pretty cool. That's true. I met in Japan that were helpful and nice. They went over really well. Nice. Didn't take up any space in your bag. Cool. I always travel with some N from here, and when I get some 2,000 yen, which spark conversation. Indeed, that's very true. Costco, I have no idea when it comes to Costco in Japan, unfortunately. I'm Daijovu, but why are you live streaming when you are tired? I'm live streaming because I like to hang out with people, and it's actually a really good way for me to unwind in a really weird way. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm this live stream is every other week now. It used to be every week, this Wednesday live stream, but I moved it to every other week just because I have other projects that I need to work on and that kind of thing. But yeah. Yes, you're concerned for others' well-being. It can be tough. You're an empath. that's what that typically is. I think I am. Sapporo, Osaka, Kyoto, Nagoya, and Tokyo. Sounds good. How much cash you bring with you in yen, or just use your Revolut card? I usually bring like 20,000 yen just to make sure I have. I've been getting more and more risky every time. I think I only have like 8,000 yen in my wallet now for this trip, and then when I get there, I will use my card. Don't forget that my hotels would already be paid for pretty much, before the trip, and then yeah, and then the rest I try to use my Suica, digital Suica, my Revolut card, and if I need to get cash out, I do so. Hey, have you used it? How are you finding it, by the way? How are you finding it? No, I'd rather not, to be honest, because I'd rather get especially because I travel in the summer. I would much rather get myself a cold bottle of water from a vending machine when and as I need it, you know. So yeah, that's interesting. I know. Yeah, an unwinding stream. It's not too serious. I think we're amongst friends here. Talk. I'll probably end it in the next 10 minutes or so to keep it just under an hour. But yeah, I will be doing Halloween. I'm at the mercy of my friend Alyssa. I think we're going to Shibuya. I think we're going to Shinjuku. I think we're going one day to Shibuya, one day to Shinjuku. I'm not too sure. When I don't even know what the plan is. I am the same. I tend to always have around 1 or 2 out 2,000 with me in cash before I go. Exactly. Yeah. Actually, I was wondering, with your Revolut card, do you just have an account in yen and just use for the payments? Yeah. Well, I have an account in euro, and I have my British pound account, but I make sure that I exchange things into yen, and that's the one that basically whenever I spend in Japan, it extracts it from the yen account, you know, at no additional fee, which is so beautiful, you know. But yeah, it's great. I can easily pull out cash with no fees. It's pretty good, and even if there are fees from the cash point, it's usually not too much. The only thing with Revolut is that you need to be aware that there are limits to how much you can take out without any fees for a month, you know, depending on whatever Revolut sort of deal you're going for. Do they charge take out cash with your Revolut card? Depends on the card. If you're using, I think it's a MasterCard at a 7-Eleven, there's no charge whatsoever, which is like amazing. Or was it a Visa? I can't remember. Or the Visa, the MasterCard. I always forget. Usually I take cash out with a Visa. If it's got a charge, then the next time I just take it out with a Revolut, right? Wise, I also have a Wise, by the way. Just as a backup. What do you mean this is not serious? I only deal with life in a serious manner. Okay, serious face. Today, we're going to talk about serious things only. So, please tell me serious things from now on. Okay, this is exactly what I was hoping. I got myself Revolut recently, so having an additional yen account while in Japan will be really sweet. It's really good, seriously. It's pretty darn good. It's a pity you don't have a digital Suica, because that's the next level. Because if you have a digital Suica, then you can top up your Suica through the Revolut account that's in yen at no additional fee, and then it's like a game changer, you know. Alyssa's Mercy in Shibuya sounds like the title of a horror movie. Perfect for Halloween, guys. Perfect for Halloween. Oh my god, I thought you said I almost have a wife. By the way, then I almost spilled my drink. What did I say? When? What? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I thought you said I almost have a wife. What? With the yen so low, I was going to bring a lot of money to Japan. Is there a max limit of yen you can bring in? You have to declare if you have more than 1 million. I don't know what happens after more than 1 million, because I never ever been into Japan with more than 1 million. So I use Wise, I use Revolut more than Wise. I don't know which one's better. I just started with Revolut, and that's where I am. Seriously, funny face. I might get digital Suica to work on my Garmin eventually. Dude, get it working and tell us how to do it. Oh, I think you said wise, not wife. Okay, yes, I was talking about wise, not wife. Don't know, maybe I said wife. I'm not very sure. I've always taken mainly cash with me on holiday, but I did also get a Revolut card on your advice. Cool. I think that it doesn't really matter. A lot of people, everybody has a different way of traveling, and I think that my style of travel has adapted and changed, and it's always transformative and changing into whatever it needs to be. So maybe the next big thing will come up, and the next thing I know, there's some app where I'm paying with a QR code, or all of a sudden there's some, I don't know, discount if you pay with cash or whatever. So you need to be open minded and try things out and see what works for you. If you're the kind of person that just likes to have a lot of cash, and I know a friend of mine basically budgets for every single day, and they have their cash in envelopes: day one, day two, day three, day four, day five, day six, and every day they bring out an envelope, and that's what they have for the day. So if that works for you, then I'm not going to tell you that that's a crappy system of traveling to Japan with. If it works for you, then great. But yeah, just be flexible. And the only thing I'd say about taking cash out is that the exchange rate, it's the commission that the Bureau of Change will charge you, is usually quite a bit compared to just using your card, using Revolut or taking out with Revolut. Did I make a drunk proposal? I have once before. Step 1: buy a Garmin watch. You may have said you may have a wise wife. Now that would be a miracle. Step 2: set up a Suica Garmin setting. Step 3: hope the digital Suica creation won't get blocked for no reason. Step 4: I'm here. Call Garmin support in Japan because apparently they may be able to help you. So do it and let us know how it goes. I think I can get digital Suica on my new Samsung. What? That's so cool. But to be honest, we all have IC cards, so there's little benefit for us in one of us being futuristic. It depends. I think it would be good for content. I think it would be good for experience, and I think it would definitely be good as a way of not having to load up. Or if there's 4 of you, so that means that only 3 of you now have to load up, and you would just be able to load up on your watch digitally. So you save time. Envelopes feel like a cash diet. That is quite funny, actually, because it is very true. Envelopes do feel like a cash diet. Do it in April, cool. I'll be visiting Japan so long that for my first couple of trips, I've been visiting Japan so long that for the first couple of trips, I took traveler's checks in yen because everyone said I should. What? That was ages. But even then, they were a pain to acquire and bigger pain to use, I can imagine. If I have a physical Suica card, are you dictating into your phone? I do that all the time, by the way. And that Rider looked like you are dictating into your phone, which is absolutely fine, by the way, because I do it all the time. And I end up with some outrageous random things that Siri thinks that I'm saying, because Siri isn't very good on the iPhone. At the moment, anyway. If I have a physical Suica card, can I get the app too? Okay, you don't. All right, you don't need. You can, of course, you can. You can have 2. You can actually even transfer the physical card onto the Suica. But really, 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 if you're on an iPhone, you can just create as many Suica cards as you want for free. So. A can of Coke or a Tokyo Banana? I think I'll turn into a can of Coke. Thursday 9 a.m. here in Auckland. Have to go, but good to listen in for a while. Thanks for being here, by the way. Miriam, arigatou gozaimasu, and I hope that you have a great morning ahead of you, I guess. Ohayo gozaimasu, I'm guessing. It's a Ohayo gozaimasu moment. Movie Short Society, you look like a therapist. Thank you. I guess I don't get paid as much as a therapist, that's for sure. 6 a.m. in Australia. Guys, we have about 30 people watching, but 20 likes. Please support by liking. Please support by liking. And by the way, does anybody have any recommendations of things to watch? Not that I have a lot of time to watch, but Anthony Moreno, you come just as I'm about to pretty much end my stream, but it's always very awesome to see you here, even if it's for a little bit of time. Travel therapy. Oh, I see. I am a travel therapist. Happy Wednesday indeed. Happy Wednesday. It sucks when you're using translating. Ryder, what language are you translating from? Out of curiosity. Now you've got me thinking. What language are you translating from? Shogun is pretty good. I finished it. It's awesome. I love it. I've watched it. Yes. Yeah, I can watch your YouTube channel, of course. Shogun is very good. I finished my trip to Japan. I got the welcome Suica, but I found I used my cash very little. The credit card was used at all the stores. Suica was best for transit, not covered by my JR pass. Cool. Yeah, exactly. I think Japan is changing. It depends where you go. Obviously, the more rural you go, the less likely that you'll be able to use a credit card. The reality. This is the reality. If you are traveling very rurally, and if you watched my 47 prefecture video, there's a hell of a lot of places there that I would not risk not having cash with me, Twilight of the Gods. Okay, I'll have a check. I will have a check. I have, it's good. I have a digital speaker card for myself and a digital speaker kids card as well on the same phone. You know what? I'm not very sure how. Yes, actually, yes. Wait a minute. You can. I don't have my phone with me, but you can have more than one speaker on a phone. You can. Okay, you can. Wheel of Time. Actually, I started watching the Wheel of Time and never finished it, but now that you've reminded me, maybe I should. How does the Shinkansen make me feel? It makes me feel like I'm in the future. So I've been looking at remote jobs. That's how most foreigners are able to move to Japan. You can get a remote job. Does anyone have any recommendations? I personally don't, but maybe if you write something in the Discord, we have a Work in Japan channel that might be helpful. Really enjoyed the 47 prefectures video. It is a huge accomplishment. It wasn't until I was actually putting that video together that I actually went. At one point I was editing it and I was like, holy cow, like I've been to a lot of places in Japan, right? And Japan is not that small. I'm a front-end developer. Anthony pays well and can work from laptop anywhere. There you go. Japan, Ichiban helping out. You found it. Thanks. I'm sure that he'll be fine. Yeah. Got a meeting. Take care. Bullet Train video was quite. The Bullet Train movie was quite fun. I must admit. Got to hit the road. You know what? I'm just about to end the streams pretty much, so it's perfect timing. And thanks so much again for the gifted memberships. I ended up getting a cheap SIM card from Lawson and Arita, just around $24 3G for 3G. I still had 2G left because I mainly use my phone for Google Maps. That was a 30-day plan, and I was there for 13 days. 3G ain't that good though, I must say. Jim Ross, what's up? Everybody's going. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed in a moment. It was nice to see you too. So thanks so much, JJI. Thanks so much, JJI. Okay, guys, I am gonna leave it there. I'm glad that I did the stream, even though I'm tired. It's always fun having a chat and just unwinding a little bit, you know. And I'll see you all over the weekend. Though I'll be dropping actually a much bigger video than what I expected it to be. It was supposed to be a nice, easy project, and it's ended up becoming a little bit of a mammoth one. It's 90% done. The sponsor of the video is Klook. They've treated me very well the last, for the last few months, and the sponsor segment has been approved, so that's pretty good. I just need to finish the video, and yeah. So, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Like I always say, stay positive, be a happy Gaijin, and I shall see you all very soon. Take care. Good night.